Morning, I'm Jon Thelen. Today on Fid Ed, I'm joined by my good friend Steve Kusske. We're up on Lake Winnibigoshish today. There's fish on the screen right now.
See that.
I think we're gonna have a heck of a good day. I'll tell you what, the conditions are perfect for us. We got just a little bit of wind. It's gonna be an awesome day on the water, and we're seeing fish on the graph. So stay right where you're at. We're gonna teach you a little bit about how to catch them up here and how to do some midsummer Lindy rigging and just make it so that you're catching more fish every time out, no matter where you go. Fid Ed's coming up. There's one. I'm gonna give them just a sec here. We're fishing a full crawler on a single hook rig, so let's give him just a sec here. Oh yeah, there he is. Look at that. What a great way to start a morning right there. If that's any kind of sign of how today's gonna go,
it's gonna be a good day.
It's gonna be a good day. I don't think he's a real giant, but you know what? It's always a little bit tough to tell when you hook them up that far back. You can see I got a slip knot on here. I was slip float fish. Oh yeah, he's a decent fish, bud. Here we go. Should be a good keeper size fish. Heck yeah, 16-incher to start the day. Perfect. Let's go right behind me there. Awesome. That's a great way to start the day right there. He might even be longer than that. He might be 17. But here's what we're doing today. We're fishing that transition period. Boy, that's a skinny fish. And you know what that tells me? This fish has got to be eaten. He needs to eat. You know, and one of the things that happens is lakes go through cycles, and the lake we're on right now, this lake here had a little bit of a tough bite last year. And I think a lot of the reason that was there was a lot of bait in the lake. That's a great fish right there. Let's grab the stick right down below you there, Steve, and I'm gonna measure that fish, see if he's a keeper. Oh, a little bit too big. We're gonna let that guy go, but it's a great way to start the day. Get out of here, buddy. But these bait fluctuations make such a big difference. And this lake, with some of the fluctuations we've had, I think what's happening here is there's just those ups and downs, and we're back into an up period where you're gonna catch a ton of fish. But we're at that time of the year where we're starting to switch over to crawlers. We're fishing a little bit differently than we might have been at the beginning of the season. And we're gonna explain that throughout the day today, because we're headed into that early midsummer period. And there's some tips and tricks catching these fish. And if you can do the things we're gonna do today, you're gonna be able to catch them, whether it's here on Winnibigoshish or anywhere you go, because we're in that transition time frame. So that's a great way to start. Let's get after another one. Let me show you what we're using here. Real simple. One of my favorite ways in the world to fish, man. Lindy Rigs. I think they've probably caught more walleyes than anything else out there. But this is a real simple deal. I'm just using a standard Lindy walking sinker. We're using a 3/8 ounce. That's allowing us to get back a little bit. And then this is the 50th anniversary Snell. You know, we've talked about this for a year now. This is a great product. It comes in a 10-foot length of fluorocarbon line. So this is an 8-pound fluorocarbon line, and I'll tell you what, it's durable. You take all these different lakes that have gotten zebra mussels in them. Fluorocarbon's a lot more durable when it does touch bottom, does touch in those zebras, than what you're going to find monofilament to be, so you don't get weak spots in the line. And then on top of that, this fluorocarbon line, it's invisible to the fish. They can't see it down there. And then they all come with a bead, and they come in various sizes and various colors. We're using the red hook today with a glow bead, and these are the number 4 size hooks that we're using. And you know what? It's about as simple as it comes. This really, you look at this 50th anniversary Lindy rig, and what this is exactly what we were tying on our own. There's one. Yeah, now I've played enough tug of war with him. Now we'll go ahead and release it, and man, it's coming right up to that same spot. We'll just give him some line now and let him try to finish that crawler. Let's see if he's there. Oh yeah, there he is. got them. Simple as that. So that little bit of tug of war, right? And then feed the line. And this happens every day. One of the things you got to do is just figure out what they want. And this is just part of it. Every day something will be a little bit different. You know, they'll want something just a little bit different. And that might be what it is right there. Another good eye. Look at that. They're a good eater-sized fish. Come here, buddy. Awesome. Look at that. I want to tell you a little bit about the locations here and what we're doing. Because this is actually pretty simple. All we're doing is working along a break line here. And there's mid-lake structure out here, and there's shoreline structure. And we've chosen some shoreline structure. And in this lake, for one reason or another, I always feel like Lake Winnie, a lot of these fish stay related to the shorelines a little longer than some others. And I'll tell you what, these fish, this fish right here, and all these fish we're getting today, is just one after another, and we're all alone. Look around, there's nobody near us. It's another great fish. We'll get him out of here. But there is not a soul near us today. I mean, we're all alone, and we're just working back and forth along this break. A couple things, though, that I want to point out. One is we're fishing about 20 feet of water. On the top of the break, the bottom of the break comes down to 30. They've got deep water nearby. That's very important. You've got to have something where there's a break into deep water at this time of the year, because for part of their day, every single day, they're going to use that deep water. So you got to have that break out into deep water. But then on top of it, you want a little bit of a flat. You don't want this thing to just keep coming up into 10 feet of water, because they're not going to go up into 10 feet of water nearly as often now at this time of the year once you're into midsummer. So that 20-foot plateau is a great ballpark on a lot of different lakes to say, okay, something that drops from 20 down into 30, man, what a great spot. And this one's really easy because you get such a nice long run. I mean, we've picked fish up all along this.
There's one.
Kind of zeroed in on this little stretch right here. There's just a good little bunch of fish here. This goes to show you, you can keep getting bit pretty consistently if you just keep circling areas where fish are. And that's all I'm doing right now. I mean, the plot lines on the graph are starting to stack up. And we're being bit pretty much every time I turn through here. There he is.
Yep.
Simple as that. All right, let me sneak over here, bud. Looks like a good one on the rod bend, though. Huh?
It's not a bad fish there, buddy.
It's a really nice fish. Look at that, big eye. Look at that. Big walleye to finish the day. Let's bring him right in here. What an awesome fish. I'm just gonna grab him right here for you. Maybe I'm not. Let's see. If he'll roll over, I'll get him on this side. Look at that. What an awesome fish to finish the day, dude.
Perfect day.
That is awesome. Look at this. Look at how that fish is hooked. Watch this. That's it. Done and over with. What a great fish. Man, I'll tell you what. Get out and do some of this. Get on these crawler bites right after those bug hatches and come out and just work these edges midsummer. I'll tell you what. Fish like that, fish like we've been catching all day, they're just sitting here waiting to eat. And I'll tell you what, they got one thing on their mind at this time of the year when that water starts warming up. They want to eat.